What's up, you beautiful people? Welcome back to the podcast. Now, I have harped on this incessantly. So many people believe that their most valuable resource is their time, and I call bullshit. It's not your time that you are paid for, it's what you do with your time. And what you do with your time is a result of where you deploy your attention and your focus. So focus is the thing that we want to optimize for. It's the thing that we want to figure out. How do we maximize this? How do we deploy this in the best way possible? So what I want to share with you today are 7 tools that you can use as a founder that will help you optimize and maximize your focus. And I know a thing or two about this because I have struggled with ADHD my entire life, and it's still every single day a bit of a battle, right? And so these tools help me every single day get the most out of my potential. The number one, or at least the first tool on this is not the number one tool. The very first thing that's going to help you maximize your focus is a good night's sleep. A good night's sleep is everything. If you wake up well rested with bright eyes, bushy tails, you're going to tackle the day, you're going to feel great. And so the very first thing I would recommend is investing in your sleep environment. If I was going to suggest one thing, and just one thing, it would be an 8-sleep mattress or some kind of cooling mattress that keeps your temperature in the optimal zone for sleeping. If I was going to recommend 2 things, it would be that and blackout curtains or a sleeping mask. If I was going to recommend 3 things, it would be the mattress, the blackout curtains, or the sleeping mask, and then a white noise machine. If I was going to recommend 4 things, it would be to actually set a bedtime. Do those, and you're going to get a good night's sleep. You're going to wake up with more fuel in the focus tank to work with. So that's number 1. Number 2, if you cannot get a good night's sleep, or you're going into a time period of life where you're working long hours, you're really stressed out, maybe you're traveling, maybe you're a little bit under the weather, getting a little bit sick, there's really interesting studies that have come out recently that have shown 20 grams of creatine can have a protective effect against the downside of stress, of increased cortisol, of decreased sleep. So if you stayed up late or you're traveling, you're feeling under the weather, hit 20 grams of creatine in the morning, and that will help negate some of those negative effects. Now, there's really, again, more interesting research around, in the past, a lot of people said creatine 5 grams a day was all you needed. That was looking at it from a muscular perspective. Like if you're using your muscles to lift and you want to get stronger, have more energy, then yeah, 5 grams is sufficient to saturate the muscles. However, if you want the creatine to cross the blood-brain barrier and actually have some cognitive boosting benefits, then the protocol you're going to be looking at is about 10 to 15 grams of creatine every day. Some people, it gives them a little bit of gastrointestinal issues. Most people can withstand that. It's not a problem. Your kidneys can die. It's not going to be a problem. This isn't such a large amount of creatine that you're going to be doing any damage to your body. But that one has been a freaking game changer. Honestly, over the last 3 months, I've been hitting about 10 to 15 grams every single day, and that's had very noticeable positive impacts. So second is creatine. Third, caffeine with L-theanine or theanine. I don't know how to pronounce it. L-theanine. So caffeine in the morning is great. I would typically wait at least 90 minutes until after you wake up to take that first bit of caffeine, just because your adenosine system hasn't actually woken up at that point when you first wake up. So the caffeine's not actually doing anything beneficial. It might be nice from a routine and like a comfort perspective, but if you want the full effects of caffeine, wait 90 minutes after you wake up. Put in a little bit of L-theanine, and it helps smooth out the caffeine high. Puts you into a more, I would say, a mellow level of focus. It's been actually quite lovely. Number 4, I think. Yeah, 4. When you're starting your working session, whatever you're doing, if you're sitting down to do a deep work session, you want to be really cognizant that you are creating a container for greatness to occur, right? So creating a fortress of focus, as I like to call it. Being really aware of like how your environment affects your ability to resist distractions. One of the things I really think a lot about is smell or olfactory, because your sense of smell can take you back in time to when you were 12 years old, Thanksgiving dinner, eating cinnamon rolls and like some turkey, right? So we know how powerful the sense of smell can be. So we want to use that proactively to help us get into the zone. And 2 things that I really love is just a good candle or a stick of Boom Boom. Boom Boom is like this tube full of a scent. You can take a whiff of it. You can, peppermint's great if you need to bring your heart rate down and kind of mellow out. No, I'm sorry, not peppermint is the one that boosts you up. Cinnamon will bring you down. So like if I'm going on stage and I need to like bring my heart down a little bit because I'm getting a little bit too jazzed up, I'll take cinnamon. If I'm sitting down to do some work, some boring work, and I need to focus for it, I'll take some of the mint to get my heart rate up, help put me in the right state. Number 5? Yeah, 5. Number 5. I have these written down in a funny order here. Number 5 is, again, sticking with the idea of creating a container for greatness to occur. The ability to focus is really the ability to resist distractions, right? We want to be able to deploy our attention with intention. And so we want to eliminate distractions from occurring. The number one distraction that's likely to get you are auditory distractions, right? Now there is a fire truck driving down here. There's a siren. I'm distracted. My mind can't help but go over there and wonder what the fuck is happening. I hope everybody is okay, right? When I'm working, I want to make sure to limit the potential for distractions like that to occur. So I put on noise canceling headphones and I turn on binaural beats. You can go to YouTube, just type in binaural beats, or you can use software like brain.fm. Put that on, get into the zone. Number 6, it's been shown that all professional athletes, all professional performers, they all have a routine, a warm-up routine that they do before they go on stage, before they go on the court, before they go into the field of battle, right? It'd be ridiculous to think like LeBron James stepping on the court without having warmed up. So the dude's like 42 years old, he's gonna tear everything, right? No, you go through a warm-up to get you primed and put you in the right state. It's the same with focus. If you try to just cold turkey jump straight into focusing really hard, you're probably going to get frustrated. You're going to get distracted, right? But that's exactly what everybody does. Like they just think like, now I'm going to focus, right? No, you like prep yourself. You can go through a little bit of a focus ritual. For me, that's like light the candle, put on my headphones, turn on the music. And then the last thing I do is a little bit of what's called Tratak gazing. So the idea here is you take a pen, hold it out at arm's length, and you just look at the tip of the pen for 30 seconds. So focusing is a muscle that is transferable. So I can focus on that, and it starts to zone me in to the act of focusing, which then I can transfer to whatever the other thing I need to do is if I'm trying to write. So 30 seconds of just staring at the tip of the point, you're going to start to notice that your world starts to tunnel vision in. You start to feel yourself almost pulled into it. And then once you feel that, go over, boom, jump into whatever the thing is that you need to get done. And last but not least is the number one way to increase your focus and productivity is to have an accountability partner, to make public the thing that you want to accomplish in private, right? Instead of just having this goal that you want to do, but then having no external accountability, and then who knows, like, fuck, you're probably going to break the promise that you make to yourself because those are the easiest promises to break. Use other people to help you hold yourself accountable. And so either get a buddy and get together for a work session, or use a software, resource like FocusMate. It's a website you can go to where they'll connect you with a stranger on Zoom. You both sign in, you say, hey, I'm going to be working on this for the next 30 minutes, and they tell you what they're going to work on, and then you just sit there working on camera with this total stranger. And this uses or exploits something called the Hawthorne effect, which is just we operate very differently when we know we're being observed versus when we're in private. And so it's a very low-hanging, easy way to help get you more focused and improve the quality and quantity of the work that you put out. So those are 7 tools every founder should have in their toolbox. Not going to have to use every single one every single day, but take these and have them at your fingertips for when you are struggling to find the focus. And I promise this will help. So let me know down in the chat, which one are you going to try to deploy this week? Which one are you currently using? Are you using any of these? Otherwise, hit subscribe, hit the like button. We'll see you in the next video.